Merci beaucoup, Madame la Secrétaire Générale. Votre Excellence, Monsieur le Premier ministre, Monsieur Dr Akinwumi, le Premier ministre de la République de la Côte d'Ivoire, mon cher grand frère, Monsieur le Président Donald Kaberuka, le Président de la BAD, le Président du Conseil des gouverneurs de la BAD, des gouverneurs de la BAD qui m'avaient élu comme le Président élu de la BAD, Mesdames et Messieurs, je voudrais d'abord remercier beaucoup le Président de la Côte d'Ivoire, le Président Ouattara, pour tout ce qu'il avait fait pour la BAD et aussi pour l'Afrique. Et tout d'abord, le siège de la BAD est situé ici à Abidjan. Et j'ai travaillé ici en Côte d'Ivoire pendant 5 ans. J'étais à Boaké. Je pense que je suis retourné chez moi, Monsieur le Premier ministre. Et je ne suis pas venu seulement aujourd'hui, je suis venu avec ma femme, Madame ADESINA, si vous pouvez saluer madame. Parce que sans Madame ADESINA, ce n'est pas possible pour moi d'être ici aujourd'hui. C'est là qu'il y a quelque chose. Je remercie Monsieur le Président Alassane Ouattara pour son leadership dans notre zone ici de CIGR. Mais pas ça seulement, mais ce qu'il avait fait ici en Côte d'Ivoire, au niveau de la stabilité économique, au niveau de la réconciliation de ces pays, et aussi ce qu'il avait, surtout pour la BAD, pour le siège pour retenir ici chez vous en Côte d'Ivoire. J'aimerais aussi remercier beaucoup tous les chefs de l'État qui ont été ici dans cette séance, mais qui n'ont pas peut-être ici aujourd'hui, parce que le leadership, la direction qu'ils donnent pour la BAD, c'est ce qui fait que la BAD, c'est la Banque africaine de développement. Talking of successes, I want to say that this is a very successful bank, and it is your bank. And I want to say first and foremost that my senior brother, Donald Kaberuka, when President was talking, we talked about I was in Washington rather, when Jim Kim gave you that wonderful reception at the atrium of the World Bank. I felt enormously proud of President Kaberuka, because President Kaberuka has the vision, the passion, the knowledge to position Africa always in global dialogue. I have known Donald, if I may just use that part of it, Mr. President, for quite a long time. He's one of Africa's greatest assets that we have given to the world. I would like to thank him in particular because he takes a steady hand to do what he has done. When there was a conflict here, he successfully guided this bank to relocate to its temporary location facility in Tunisia. He also brought the bank back here in a very seamless manner, successfully back to its home front in Côte d'Ivoire. You know, as president, or as a pilot of a plane, whenever you enter stormy winds, everybody panics inside the plane, but not the pilot, or at least the pilot who knows where he's going and what he's doing. President Donald Kaberuka knew what he was doing, he was very calm, and he brought us back. Please give it up to President Kaberuka. J'aimerais aussi remercier beaucoup le gouvernement de la Tunisie qui a vraiment eu le siège temporaire de la BAD. Merci beaucoup pour votre soutien. Je voudrais vous remercier, tous les gouverneurs de la BAD, pour votre soutien pour cette banque. C'est votre banque. Et aussi pour m'avoir élu ici comme le président élu pour la BAD. I feel tremendously honored and humbled to have been called to serve as the president. Elect, of course, it starts in September, together with you. There was a campaign, but I think Africa is very, very fortunate. There were 8 of us, and we have decided to give ourselves a name, which is called the G8 Group. Every single one, all of my brothers, and in particular my sister, We all wanted to give Africa our best, our heart. That was what was driving every single one of us. There was no winner in this election at all. You simply gave me a responsibility to lead. And I intend to work with every single one of them. And all of you that have actually given me the responsibility, the governors of the bank. And I look forward to being able to do that in the months and in the years ahead with your support. The African Development Bank is a great bank. It's a great example to the world. The way the elections were held, Madam Secretary General, well done. Because it was, and Mr. Chairman of the board, very well done. I think people tell me it's the most transparent election done in any multilateral development bank. I think we as Africans and as African Development Bank can be very proud of that. And thank you very much for the board of that. But of course, I could not have been nominated by, or at least elected by you, if I was not nominated. So allow me to please thank my president, who is now, of course, ex-president, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, for having nominated me to go forward in this position. I feel tremendously humbled to have been given that confidence. I would also like to thank very much President Muhammadu Buhari, who is now the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the confidence and for the support that he has given me. I'm just coming straight from there to go and witness the tremendous amount of smooth transition that we have. I want to thank my dear sister, she's not here, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, because without her working with you, obviously in the last race to get here, I probably wouldn't be here. So thank you very much for working with us. She's a tremendous asset to the world. But more than anything else, I want to thank the people of Africa for the confidence they have in this African Development Bank, Africa's private development institution that will drive the development of Africa. As your president, when I take office after President Kaberuka, what I would like to say is that I will take advantage of all our shared experiences, of all the knowledge and all the successes that we have built successfully over the years. I think when you look at the 10-year strategy that you all have developed, it's a brilliant strategy. It's a very sharply focused strategy. And my job is to work with you and the staff to execute that strategy so that we can build a bank that will drive inclusive growth through infrastructure development, a bank that will ensure that we have green growth, that we can have energy, jobs for our youth in particular, to deal with the migration crisis we currently see, especially in Europe. We can work a lot with the EU to drive private sector growth and deepen that, and good governance in particular. Women empowerment. I want to thank you, President Kaberuka. I was in the session where the special envoy for gender that you have appointed, in that breakfast session. It was a brilliant session. I learned so much in that particular session. I certainly intend to continue that work because I'm a big person when it comes to women empowerment in Africa. As we address climate change, food security, Africa must feed itself. And Africa must also be globally competitive in food and agricultural markets. I think human capital development will continue to be strongly deepened by the bank, as we also address a very important issue. That is the issue of fragility on our continent and special support for small states that we have. It's very important. We must drive a shared prosperity in our continent, and we must have regional integration. But we cannot integrate fragile states. We can integrate resilient economies, and I think that's what our job will be. As I have traveled all across Africa in the course of this campaign, one thing came out to me in every single country. I traveled probably several months every single day. It was clear, everybody loves the African Development Bank. It's their bank, and we can all be proud as shareholders of the bank with that record that we have. But the greatest asset of this bank is actually not its money, it's the staff. And I'm very proud of all the staff of the bank for all the work that you have done over so many, many years. I look forward, Mr. President Kaberuka, in the coming weeks and also months to working with you to know the staff better, to understand the situation better, to talk with you about how we can build a more stronger, resilient institution that can meet the challenges that are ahead of us for economic and for inclusive economic growth on our continent. President Kaberuka, I will do something that is out of order, but please forgive me. You are my senior brother and you've done so well, and I have to do it. I will ask you, sir, to please stand. Please, when somebody was talking at President Kaberuka, he said his shoes are very big that you can't fit into. You can see. But I just want to say to President Kaberuka that you don't have to look back and worry about your legacy. Your legacy is secure. You've done a tremendous amount of job. And as somebody taking over from you, I will build on that tremendous legacy that you have left us. So thank you all very much. I look forward to working with you as your president from September 1. I think that's when I start. I can take 1 or 2 days of rest right now. And when I resume officially, it will be a great time working with the governors and all the shareholders of the bank. Long live our beautiful Africa, a continent of peace and security. Long live Africa's premier development institution, our own African Development Bank. Thank you very much, and God bless.